Hey folks, it's me, M64 Bros, and let's be honest and real. Some of us are starting to get sick of every YouTuber whining about how video games are dying, video gaming is dead 24/7, you name it. Nowadays, a bunch of casual players / normal people are actually stepping up to those types of complainers and starting to get absolutely sick of people whining a lot 24/7. And not gonna lie, they actually have a good point. Now sure, when it comes to criticizing video game companies, sometimes we could be right, or sometimes it could be our faults, and it shows. I found a ton of examples from the Nintendo negativity hate train that no other YouTuber even bothered looking deeper into. Now sure, and yes, I get that Nintendo has a sucky DMCA legal team in Japan that usually makes those decisions, weird business decisions we don't like, but we always respect its developers and employees and the people that work hard on those games. And does Nintendo actually hate us entirely? Because last time I checked, I've seen pictures of Shigeru Mamoto and Charles with a bunch of fans they absolutely enjoyed. So it's proof that the other side of Nintendo still cares about their fans. However, some of those fans, unfortunately, could show their true colors. And it could be our faults, unfortunately. Now, in my previous videos, I only showed about 35% of the stuff they've done behind the scenes. I tend to show every single evidence of what's been happening that no other YouTuber even mentioned. We don't need any explanation about the Smash community because we all know how they went.
The Smash Bros. Community has hit an all-time low. It's littered with some of the most toxic, disgusting, and asinine people on the face of the earth. There's hypocrites, liars, and even predators. Let's talk about why the Smash Bros. Community is so awful. One of the
long rivalry, and it's not a good personal. I have been pretty upfront about the fact that I hate him as a person.
If you want to talk, you talk first. I said what I had to say in my video, that was me speaking. So now I'm here in person.
I think the ball.
Yeah, you can definitely see why Nintendo doesn't want to support any community with those types of actions. The Smash community had the opportunity with Panda, but that all got screwed up big time, and they have no one else to blame but themselves. Oh, and they've done this ever since the Free Melee incident. They had sexual predators, more awful people, you name it, and there's a list of all of them. Every single person you are seen on screen. No wonder Alpha Red left this community. He saw how corrupt and disgusting this entire community is, and I'm sure the community is too smart enough to admit it, and they try their absolute hardest mentioning, we're the good guys, but in reality, they're not, and they never will. Technicals made a video on why Nintendo shut down Smash tournaments, and the comments of that video do explain a good point. I've also noted some of them are calling out both Charlie and Ludwig. Now keep in mind, I respect them as people still, but if they're calling them out, something must be wrong. Technicals also mentioned that the charity Smash event was ran poorly. The Melee photographer told several people to kill themselves, along with suicidal threats as well. It definitely shows you how absolutely worse the Smash community has become ever since. Technicals himself is really good at gathering this information, so if you haven't already, I highly recommend you check out his content to see how awful the Smash community has become. Along with that, you can also check out Corey David's YouTube video on the dark side of the Super Smash Bros. Community as well. The comments of that video also have a good point as well. There was an ex-Project M developer that tried his absolute hardest to convince me that the Super Smash Bros. Community is innocent and everything I've told him is inaccurate. And I really hate to burst his bubble and tell him the truth, but it's too late. The damage is already done, and not just me, but everyone else is already showing how awful the community is. And there's a good reason why Nintendo doesn't want to support any community that does those despicable actions. Lastly, and earlier ago, Hungrybox made a post mentioning when devs support competitive scenes. Must be nice, lol. He's been called out because he realized the Super Smash Bros. Community destroyed a whole organization that had official sponsorships lined up in the millions with Panda Global. You know, the same organization that has a bunch of stupid people behind the scenes. And of course, just like that, HBox deleted the post. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, I wonder why he didn't even bother mentioning the corruption behind the Super Smash Bros. Community. Does he even know the actions of what's been happening but is too scared to admit it? Who knows. But anyways, that's the whole reason why the Super Smash Bros. Community is awful, and it forever will be. And it's the truth.
No.
Like I've mentioned, they've got no one else to blame but themselves. Most of you guys remember the time Nintendo took down the Joy-Con Boyz charity event. But what if I told you it was a charity scam and there's more going on behind the scenes?
What?
Yeah. Just to make sure, I've told both Reddit and Twitter about this information just to be sure if there was something I'm missing. Regardless of the backstory and what happened, I'm still supporting the brother of Etika, his family, and his fanbase for a long time and forever, along with so many others as well. But other than that, let's get into the story of what happened during the event. The article/story took place 3 years or 4 years ago by today, and here's what it said. Yeah, I wouldn't trust him, especially when he scams people. Like, seriously, only 10 out of 65 Etikons goes to the charity and not a legal one, since the family didn't consist it. Like, seriously. Despite my earlier comments about YouTubers beeping on Nintendo over this issue, I gotta give credit where it's due. Tripster was given the info about the whole scam thing, and he mentioned that people forgot the cost of buying the Joy-Cons, making the shell, and IIRC Captain Alex also paid the people to install the shells on the Joy-Cons. Tipster say that there is no scam about that amount given to the charity, but he did agree that he should have given permission to Etika's family, something that he hasn't done. Or if he did, he went on the process with before someone replied to him. Here's the video. In my personal opinion, while I can see there is no actual scam, I still think there's a way Alex proceeded is scummy. Even if it was 100% for charity, he didn't ask permission, and in my opinion, that comes out as using a popular person's death as a way to promote himself, which is made obvious when he started to play victim. Another story mentioned this. Weren't those receipts outdated, and didn't he intentionally ignore Etika's brother? Also, him going private last night is shady and says a lot. This Alex guy is not trustworthy and is the only trying to use Demon's handle and the empathy people had for him to profit. He didn't even try to start things out on the right foot. F him. The fact that he even used Iwata's name shows how disgusting that guy is. As I continue to read the story for myself, I've heard that this guy didn't contact Etika's family before selling the Joy-Cons and exploiting the situation to boost his own business and his own business property. And I'm not gonna lie, I really feel bad for Etika's family during that situation. Entire story and articles will be down in the description below. But yeah, that was very stupid of this guy. Unfortunately, I don't think any other big YouTuber even bothered looking deeper into that information. And like I've mentioned earlier, I am still supporting the family of Etika, his brother, and his fan base. Yeah, as a Nintendo fan of my own, it's really sucky for Nintendo to take down fan stuff. But here's the funny part. Whenever they take down fan games, that fan game is still going to remain on the internet forever. I still see download pages for AM2R, Super Mario Last Impact, and Project M itself. Whatever gets uploaded on the internet stays on the internet forever, no matter what. However, here's the problem though with the Nintendo DMCA joke. Say you are just a casual Nintendo fan creating Mario art or any renders of Mario just for entertainment purposes and just for fun. And then a bunch of lousy Nintendo complainers/haters start bashing on the Nintendo DMCA joke over and over and over again. Saying, Nintendo's gonna shoot you down because you're wearing a Mario cap. Nintendo's gonna kill you because you have a Mario plush. And not gonna lie, it's starting to get annoying. Not just for me, but Ant Dude is getting sick of it, Super Mario T is getting sick of it, and so many others. At Nintendo's live event, I didn't even see a single Nintendo employee headshot anyone or murder anyone for wearing a Mario cosplay, because it's a stupid internet joke that's not even realistic, just like the stupid Mario March 31st meme that I've killed off from earlier. So yeah, the Nintendo DMCA joke is funny at first, but now it's really starting to get annoying for some people, and it really needs to stop. During the Pointcrow situation, Moon Channel made a video about it. According to Moon's video, Pointcrow has commissioned the multiplayer mod without permission for $10,000. One of Pointcrow's fans on his Discord server, before I left, has shown Pointcrow the video, and Pointcrow got stressed about it, so he unlisted the video and wanted to move on to play Tears of the Kingdom, which was the best decision from his point of view. 1 year after that, we've heard that the Yuzuo emulator was stealing codes and monetizing their emulator while the Switch is still being sold to the public. Yes, you are not allowed to monetize any emulator while a certain console is still being sold to the public. Nowadays, the video game community is showing its true colors and how ungrateful its gamers have become. I've seen a bunch of death threats and violence against any video game company / developer, and I can see why video game companies have trust issues with its fan base. And I've seen a whole lot of examples from the Nintendo negativity side. Someone sent a bunch of threats to the Splatoon tournaments, people wanting to kill off anyone that works for Nintendo because of Gary Bowser, and wanting to gun down Shigeru Mamoto thinking he's a Nintendo executive along with the other video game executives. And also wanting to kill casual Nintendo fans because they're not interested in the Nintendo negativity, and wishing Shigeru Mamoto was dead instead of Iwata. This shows how extremely ungrateful and toxic the Nintendo negativity hate train has become. I know this sounds impossible, and I really hope this doesn't happen in reality, which I know it won't, but I can easily see someone from the Nintendo negativity or the Smash community assassinate, kill, or hurt Shigeru Mamoto, Sakurai, or Charles, thinking they were the ones that are in charge of the DMCA legal team that makes those decisions, but in reality, they're not. Violence against any video game company won't make anything better. All it did was show the gaming community its true colors and how extremely ungrateful every video game player has become from that community. Unfortunately, when it comes to criticizing Nintendo, I've seen some people put Shigeru Mamoto's face on the thumbnails, making people believe he's the one responsible for making those bad decisions, and it's really stupid for people blaming him without realizing he's not in charge of any of that stuff.
Shigeru Miyamoto is a man. He's a man with an ass.
I'm not strong on taking orders from suspicious YouTubers that have done some questionable stuff behind the scenes. Super Mario T mentioned, gamers need to realize Miyamoto has not been remotely nowhere near bigwig CEO that commands every whim behind Mario and Zelda for over a decade, and all he does is oversee games. The only major involvement he's done is be an executive producer behind Mario and Zelda movies, which is proof that Shigeru Mamoto is not in charge of the DMCA legal team for the weird business decisions we don't like. Another problem with the situation is there's a bunch of toxic Paper Mario fans that want him dead or gone, thinking he screwed up the Mario franchise / story and screwed up, quote, Paper Mario. Super Mario T also made a video called Shigeru Mamoto Doesn't Hate Stories, Stop Spreading Misinformation. And with that, I agree with him. There's also a weirdo named Chase Omega thinking the Mario franchise of video games is the only series I've ever seen where the franchise creator is also its worst writer. And he also calls anyone with Mario profile pictures losers, and judging by the response he got, I don't think anyone's gonna take this guy seriously. Just for the record, I also love Sonic the Hedgehog as well, and I never say Mario is better than Sonic or say Sonic is better than Mario because I'm not one of those fanboys, considering the fact the console wars don't exist, and the rivalry is pretty much dead. The Nintendo negativity has shown its true colors ever since. Not just me, but other people are starting to get sick of it as well. And it shows. Blaming Iwata's death, wanting Shigeru Mamoto gone or dead, harassing or attacking anyone for owning a Switch, sending violence against any Nintendo developers that have nothing to do with the DMCA takedowns, pirating/stealing any Nintendo video games that are still being sold to the public, defending the Smash community with pedophiles, blaming Sakurai, and calling anyone for owning a Switch pathetic.
Am I pathetic for having a Switch?
Yes.
Freezing Climber made a response video, and the comments of that video do have a good point, along with the Twitter tweets as well. A bunch of casual Nintendo YouTubers / respectful and smart ones need an honest YouTuber that can actually tell them the problems of what's been happening behind the scenes. And unfortunately, I'm pretty much the only one that can do it. No one else will, unfortunately. Lily's quote continues to age fine like wine. It really shouldn't be a crime to be a positive Nintendo fan nowadays. I shouldn't be called a dick rider or a bootlicker because I like 99% of things Nintendo does, even when I can admit their flaws. I've been called a bootlicker for liking these games / consoles. Other than that, that's pretty much it for this video. I really hope this opens up the door for other YouTubers to realize what's been happening behind the scenes, along with popular Nintendo YouTubers as well to understand what's actually been going on, and hoping they can step up and realize what's been happening. Like I've mentioned earlier, the video game community unfortunately has shown its true colors, and it shows how completely ungrateful every gamer is in that community nowadays. Lastly, Nintendo isn't my only target I'll be focusing on, because I'm planning on making 2 more videos about this situation real soon. Maybe the 4th one could be in addition to why the video game community has been awful ever since the 2020s. Other than that, I really hope this video makes a lot of people understand of what's been happening behind the scenes, actually reading information more accurately, along with thinking before jumping straight to conclusions. Other than that, hope you guys understand this video, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in the next video, so peace out.